Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. And folks, the clock is ticking on the G3 90 Days to Save instant rebate sales event. That's hard to say. $750 to $1,500 in rebates back, depending on the model of G3 boat you buy right now. Get there before December 31st. Head to Madisonville this week. Get to Madisonville Marine. All right. If the Vols win versus Nebraska, take a look at this. Right now, it's already the UT's first 3-year bowl streak. Bowls in 3 years in a row since 2002 to 2004. A win versus Nebraska would mean it's Tennessee's first 3-bowl win streak since 94 to 96.
Wow.
26 to 12. Well, 26 and 12 would be the winningest mark over a 3-year span since 2002 to 2004. The 33 and 18 mark would be Tennessee's best 4-year run since 2004 to 2007. So you're looking 10, 15, 20 years ago. But good. Not good enough. It's not good enough for the coaches. People are mad. Now, I had a lot of feedback on the show we did a couple weeks ago about the whole divided fan base. Maybe it's not as divided as I thought. I think Butch Jones still has more people in his camp. Instead of 50-50, I would say it's 60-40, but the 40's real loud, the 60's not.
Right.
That said, what about the players? If you're going to say the coach is underachieved, by default, don't you also say that Josh Dobbs, Alvin Kamara, Cam Sutton, Jalen Reese-Maven, Derek Barnett underachieved? Or do you say they're program builders? They turned things around here at Tennessee.
Well, they definitely
Thoughts?
turned it around. I mean, especially when you look, think what Butch Jones was selling when a lot of these guys were recruited. I mean, your hope. I mean, you're what, at best 5 and 7, your APR is so bad, even if you did get a bowl bid, you might not be able to go. That's the direction you were headed. Not only did they build the program, they revived it.
They rebuilt it to the point where 8 and 4 is a disappointment, not a celebration.
Good point. That's a good way of putting it. Mike, are these guys underachievers or are they program builders?
No, I mean, they're program builders. We're talking about Tennessee football again. We're talking about a team that was in the top 10. We're talking about a team that snapped an 11-game losing streak to Florida, that won on the road against a ranked opponent for the first time since 2007, that came from 10 points or more down to win 4 out of 5 games, and yes, lost at Vanderbilt and lost at South Carolina. But you know what we're talking about? We're talking about football. We're not talking about Title IX. We're not talking about sexual assaults off the field. We're not talking about probation. We're not talking about recruiting violations. Tennessee football is back. Now, it's not back at the championship level, but Tennessee's back to being talked about on ESPN Game Day 3 times, on CBS Afternoon National 4 times, for the right reasons, and that's football.
Collectively, they underachieved. Individually, I don't think they underachieved. I think Josh Dobbs achieved great things. And I think Derek Barnett, as an All-American, achieved great things. But I think if you look collectively, and there's reasons for that. We've talked about the injuries since September. We've been talking about injuries. So that played a role in it. So I think if you looked at them, yeah, they did underachieve this year. But there were some underlying reasons for it other than they weren't good players and these aren't good coaches. Okay. I think you got to go with the injury thing. But yes, I think collectively you came up short of what your goals were.
Okay, so in your view then, these guys will be remembered as underachievers, not program builders.
I think these guys will be remembered as individual great players, but this team will not be looked at that way.
But I'm giving you, we're talking about these
and
players who are leaving.
Chuck Cavaliers.
Yeah, no Cavaliers in the question.
Guys, would we say everybody but Alabama underachieved in the SEC? Did Florida underachieve?
Well,
Florida was not expected to win the East.
8 and 4.
That's the only other
8
team.
and 4. I mean, you get beat by 3 touchdowns by Arkansas. That's underachieving.
Kentucky overachieved.
So the man who said before the season Tennessee go 12-0 is now very happy with 8 and 4.
I didn't say happy, but you said it yourself.
Okay, but
there's
going
reasons.
8 and 4 when you had originally said 12-0.
Well, that was before they lost 19 starters and started 11 different secondaries.
I would say this. I think it's a little unfair to. I think, look, when you look at the numbers and where this program is, they stopped the bleeding. They turned it around. To me, that's a program builder. It's not a championship builder.
Right.
Going to call it that.
And I don't disagree with that.
These guys are program builders, not underachievers in my book. But you're going to have, there's that 40%. They're underachievers. And you represent the 40%. That's
You're
okay.
in that 40%.
I'm a 40%er.
You're an electoral collegiate, whatever they call it, being an elector.
If I could, just for a second, go back to the first thing you said there. If the coaches underachieved, didn't the players? The players didn't call for a field goal on the 6-inch line against Oklahoma. The players didn't go for
Well, okay.
one instead of two.
But I can go the other way there. If they
Butch Jones
executed,
didn't miss a tackle.
right? If
yeah.
they executed 100%, every play works. So
I'm sounding much more negative than I am.
you are, but that's okay. We'll let you get the hate mail. When we come back, players skipping bowl games. What about the thoughts on that? We'll ask Sterling Hinton and the rest of these guys about the players skipping bowl games. Also, how big is this win? How big can this bowl game be for Butch Jones going into 2017? Can it help much? Can it hurt? We'll discuss.